From Homestead Corner, and we are back in the kitchen today. I have an abundance of pumpkins that we grew in our garden, and my dear friend Tammy over at Tammy's Homestead Life brought me a couple of acorn squash and some buttercup squash. So we are going to get these canned up today, and I am going to start peeling and cutting these babies up. I'll bring you back when we're ready to put them in the jars. So I decided to do a separate video for the pumpkins because I do process my squashes a little bit different. My buttercup and my acorn, I like to pack them in a light syrup. So I have 8 cups of water that we're getting hot here in the pot, and we're going to add 4 cups of brown sugar to this to give it a nice sweet base. There's 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to just heat this up until all the sugar is melted, and we'll keep stirring this. We don't want to scorch this at all, and we keep it on a medium heat. And we're just going to heat this up until everything is melted together. Just when it comes to a boil, we want to turn it off. Okay, so we have our acorn squash and our buttercup squash all cut up in about 1-inch chunks. That's about how I do it. And I like to put these in pint size because that's what works for our family. You can also do these in quarts. When you process them, you just want to process them longer. I do my pint size for 40 minutes and my quarts for 45 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure for my elevation. And you just want to check your elevation and make sure how many pounds of pressure you're going to need. So this is super simple to do. We're just going to fill up our jar with our acorn squash or buttercup, either one. I do them the same way, and honestly, when they get done, I really can't tell the difference which one I'm eating. So we're just going to pack those in there, and we are going to put our funnel on. And we're going to put our light syrup over this. We made this with brown sugar. When I bake my acorn squashes and stuff, I bake them with brown sugar and butter, and I just love it. When they're canned up like this, they have that sweet flavor. You just heat them up and put some butter on those babies, and oh my, they are so good. So we're going to leave about a 1/2-inch headspace. Oh, I don't have enough in there. I'm going to leave about a 1/2-inch headspace here. And then you want to make sure you have your some nice hot water or vinegar to wipe the rims of your jars. You want to make sure those are super clean. And then we are going to put a lid on if it wants to come out. Here we go. So put a lid on and a ring. And there you go. These are ready to go in the canner. So I'm going to fill up the rest of my jars, and we're going to put these all in the canner, and we're going to process for 40 minutes for pints at 10 pounds of pressure for my elevation. 16 jars in. There are 2 layers in here, 1 in the bottom and 8 more on top. These are wide mouth pints, so you can only get 16 in the 22-quart Miro pressure canner. So we're just going to put our lid on, turn our heat up, and bring this baby up to pressure. And we're going to let the steam, when the steam comes out of here, we're going to let that vent for 10 minutes before we put our weight gauge on, a little weight wiggly jiggly thing on. And then we will, once it starts, we will process this for 40 minutes. My goodness, I just pulled these out of the canner. We got 7 acorn squash and 9 of the buttercup. Oh my God, they smell so good. I like to bake my acorn squash when I have it fresh with butter and brown sugar in the oven, and this smells just like it. Oh, I can't wait to eat these babies. But that's it for squash. They're super easy to can. It's great to have in the pantry, and you can quickly add this to a meal as a side dish, or at lunchtime when I can't figure out what I want to eat. This is a great, just grab it, heat it up, and yummy, yummy. I love it. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.